Happy Thursday. I'm still not sure if I can get used to the idea of it being Thursday and not heading to City of Hope for lab work or a visit with my doc. But it is Thursday and we didn't have to go out there today. So I will consider this a great day, good day. Um, it is the 7th of November, T plus 219, journal 219. And it's an interesting day. I had a breakfast meeting this morning and it went very well. Meeting with the gentleman that's going to do the audio recording, voiceover acting for Misfire, what to do when things aren't running on all cylinders. I'm really excited about creating an audible version of the book for those folks who, are in the car a lot and probably would take advantage of a tool like Misfire if they could listen to it rather than have the time, break away the time to sit down and read it. But it was interesting because we were having a conversation about a lot of different things while we were at breakfast this morning. And one of the things we talked about was one of my favorite books. And when I came home, I decided it would be a good idea to find the book because, really good books are like old friends or ancient T-shirts. You want to keep them around as long as possible, and you want to be able to get your hands on them when you need it. And I started to take a look and see if I could find it in my bookcase, and I thought I had arranged most of the books in my primary bookcase, which is right above the desk, by title or by author, and by title or by subject matter rather, or multiple titles by the same author. And when I started looking for this particular book, I was having a lot of problems finding it. It was just not easy. And in the process of doing that, I came across a whole section of books on time management, on getting things done, which really translates into getting more things done in the same amount of time. The only thing that all of these books had in common, as far as I could tell, beyond the suggestions to do the really important stuff first, was that they were all trying to teach you how to stuff more busy into an already tight schedule, and that doesn't work for me, and I don't think it ever has. It's too vague. The concepts were always too difficult. Even books that have titles like First Things First, which is one of the definitive works on time management, I had always had trouble implementing, executing. And I think one of the reasons for that is something that we touched on in a previous blog post a while ago. And that is, in a world in which a case can be made that everything is important, right? Everywhere we go, everything we do, every interpersonal relationship and is important. And a case can be made that even all of the things that don't seem as important as some of the other things are still important. How do you make choices? How do you decide what to do first? If you remember Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and the big rock analogy that he used about stuffing big rocks in the jar first and whether or not the jar was full, and then putting in gravel and then putting in sand and then putting in water to show that unless you put the big rocks in first, you're not going to have room for the things that are really important. It doesn't tell you how to figure out what's really important. It just assumes that you're going to know what that is, and that you're going to make some kind of a determination, and you're going to come up with some kind of a priority list of what's really important, what the big rocks are. In a world of competing ideas, that can be really difficult, because sometimes it's hard to choose one big rock over another big rock. And I think we touched on this just a few blog posts ago when it occurred to me, I had an epiphany really, and it occurred to me that the issue here is a simple word, essential. And trying to choose what's essential or establish what's essential. If you know what's essential, you've got a shot at prioritizing. If you look in a dictionary, it's going to tell you that things that are essential are absolutely necessary, that they're extremely important. So they add a whole new level of importance to important. And I think that works well, because in a 24-hour day with 60-minute hours and 60-second minutes, you and I are going to have to be prioritizing all day long to get anything done at all. And the realization has to be made, or you have to arrive at the realization that everything that is essential is also important, but everything that is important is not necessarily essential. Going back to the Eisenhower box, it probably should have another set of boxes on it for essential. And I would suggest to you that probably all things that are essential are urgent. What are those things? Those are things that move you closer to your goals and objectives. Those are things that help you achieve or accomplish your vision. Those things that are critical to the success that you're looking for. And if you can establish that, if you can figure that out, if you can identify that, if you can isolate it, and what those characteristics are, you can determine what things you must be doing, and in comparison to those things that it would be nice to do or that you need to do. Must being the operative expression there. If it doesn't meet that criterion, you don't have to be doing it right now. The things that are essential are the things that demand your time be spent on the big rocks. And essential is what determines what the big rocks are. So it's something to think about. Is this essential or is it not? And if it's not, how much time are you spending on it or with it? And how much time would you have to devote to other things that are essential if you weren't playing around with things that aren't essential? I know I'm going to be thinking about it a lot over the next few days, and perhaps you will as well. Let me know. You know where to reach me. Mitch@misfirebook.com. Stay well. Take care. I'll keep you informed when the next couple of podcast interviews come up. And you can see what I have to say. Stay well. Bye-bye.